Hey, hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Hopefully, you can see me and we are good to go because what I want to do today is actually talk to you about promoting your products and marketing too, but using podcasting. We are going to dig into what I like to call the Easy Podcast Plan. Feel free to check in and say, hey, 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 let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. What I'm going to do is actually take you through some tech talk. We're going to talk tools and podcasting topics for those of you who are interested in podcasting. So I'm just actually curious, do you have a podcast right now? Or are you interested in creating one? Feel free to drop into the comment box for me and let me know if you have a podcast or are you interested in creating one. Okay. Um, and of course, you can always share out our sessions. Feel free to share out this session or to tag a business bestie who you know who just might be interested in this conversation. So I see you guys are here hanging with me live. Feel free to say, hey, let me know who you are and where you are. Do you have a podcast or are you interested in creating one? Feel free to drop that into the comment box for me. So let me talk about a couple of things. Number one, I have a mastermind. It's called my Firestarter Circle. And every month we talk about something new. So this month in the mastermind, I am sharing with you how to podcast. Easy, KISS, KISS, keep it seriously simple. Easy strategies that I use when it comes to podcasting, okay? Because I'm a busy entrepreneur. I don't got time for the complexities of uber complicated podcasting. So I've made the process really easy for me. We had the first of two mastermind sessions yesterday, and the replays are online. So hopefully you're in the mastermind. But if not, you can actually write this down EEP. Because if you go over to sistersense.com/EEP, there's an opportunity for you to literally get in the mastermind right now for $10. So you can participate in the mastermind on easy podcasting. Okay. So with that being said, let me talk to you about some of the things that I talked about yesterday as part of our first of two webinars on podcasting. Okay. Now, first thing being tools. I personally absolutely love a good podcast tool. And I shared a couple of resources that I use right now, some of them that I pay for, but here is one that is absolutely free. Okay. This is one of my favorite podcasting tools, and it is called Anchor. Do you guys know about it? Anchor, ACHOR. My brain is like, okay, I would fail at a spelling bee for real. Anchor, ANCHOR.FM. Anchor.fm. Great platform. Don't know if you know about it or if you've heard of it before, but you can sign up and you can get your own podcast absolutely free. If you have a podcast, feel free to drop that into the comment box for me. I have two actually, and my Anchor podcast is called Daily Direction over at sistersense.com no, anchor.fm/Sister Sense. Okay. So that's the first thing. I talk about a lot of different types of tools that I use for podcasting. I'm going to share some tools that I use to edit my audio and my video content. We're going to do that in the next webinar in 2 weeks. But again, the webinar that we did yesterday for the mastermind is currently online. So that's the first thing that I want to do. Dig in with some amazing podcasting tools. At the very least, share this one with you right now, because literally you can go and sign up for free, start your own podcast. Okay, that's number one. Number two, something else that I did was talk about really when it comes to setting up your podcast, how to use the tech. So let me actually do this because not only can you go to anchor.fm and create an account, but you can also go over to your app store, Google Play, whatever, and download the Anchor app. So I record my podcast episodes on Anchor on my phone. Now I talk about my mic and other podcast recording tools that I use also, but this is really, to me, this is the easy, you can't get no easier than this. Okay. And so I hit record and and I'm able to publish my episodes on my podcast. Now, one of the things I love about Anchor is that you can also add music to your episodes. So I am going to play one of the episodes. Let's see if I can do that for you. See if you can hear it. Oh, wait, the volume is down. Hey, welcome to the Good Morning Girl Boss 31-day motivational series. It's so true that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So let's fill you up. Good Morning Girl Boss is here to fill your cup with a daily dose of morning motivation. I just like, the calming music in the background. I like the music in the background. You can pick from different audios, and it's just really great to use. Good morning, Girl Boss. Day 2. So super, super easy to use. I talk about the tools. I talk about how to tech it, different things that you need to know when it comes to setting up. But honestly, whether or not you're in the mastermind, you can at the very least take a look at Anchor and see if it's something that you would like to try. So we talk about, when it comes to my easy podcast plan, we talk about tools, we talk about tech, and also topics. So as an entrepreneur, what are some topics that you can touch on in your podcast? Now, there are some people who their podcast is their end all be all, their primary business, and I love them because they are amazing. And then there are people like myself who create amazing podcasts, but it's not our primary business. We use it for branding, for publicity, for exposure, and to do what I call the true objective. The true objective is my personal rule when it comes to anything that I do online. I'm always about making sure that I can build my list, attract new customers, and keep my existing customers happy. And podcasting allows me to check all 3 boxes: build the list, attract new customers, and keep my existing customers happy with great audio-based content. And especially during times like right now, when people are looking for motivation, inspiration, and encouragement, a nice audio-based podcast you can literally do in your home, it's a great thing to do, right? So again, let me know if you're interested in podcasts, number 1. Number 2, if you do have one, feel free to drop it into the comment box. If you've ever heard of Anchor before, let me know. If not, and you're new to it and you create an Anchor account, let me know that too. Like I mentioned to you, the Easy Podcast Plan is my topic of focus in my mastermind this month. So if you write this down, EPP, and you go over to sizzlesense.com/EPP, right now you're going to get the opportunity to get in my mastermind for $10 if you're not already in the mastermind. If you're in it, great. You can log in over on Sizzle Sense and listen to the first replays, because our next live webinar on the Easy Podcast Plan is in 2 weeks. So we're doing 2 sessions. We had a great one last night. And again, today I'm sharing some of the things that we talked about yesterday, right? But if you're not in the mastermind, you can go to sizzlesense.com/EPP. And that's going to give you the opportunity to join us in the mastermind. And that's going to give you the opportunity to join us in the mastermind, number 1, and participate in the live, plus also get access to the replays. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that, or if you have any struggles when it comes to podcasting. Maybe you're a little bit afraid. Maybe you think that it's going to be expensive, or you don't know how to do technology. It can be super, super easy. And like I said, I'm sharing a lot of my tech tools and suggestions with you guys. At the very least, you can start off with a platform like Anchor. Okay. So the next thing that I talked about, like I mentioned before, is what can you talk about as an entrepreneur on your podcast? Do you have a book? So let me ask you guys, for those of you who are participating right now, do you have a book or several books? One of the things that you can do is use your book as content. So when I let you listen to my podcast just a while ago, I was actually inside of this right here. This is my Good Morning Girl Boss journal, right? One of my books. And I basically read out every single motivational message, every single positive affirmation I have in this guide right here. I read it out and I shared that inside of my Good Morning Girl Boss Daily Direction podcast, right? So again, my podcast, if you want to listen to it, is anchor.fm/Sister Sense. And if you want to work on creating your own, simply go to anchor.fm to create an account. It's free. And then also download the anchor.fm app to your mobile device so you can start to podcast, record episodes. Okay. Now, tech, tools, topics. So today is the 8th. One of my best friends from college. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Julie. Yay! I'm going to share the message for today, okay? If you don't mind, because I want to give you guys a little bit of positivity. Boss, are you fly and ready to fly? To truly be FLY, you must FLY first love yourself. And before you can fly, you must first take that leap. Love and leap, even if you are not ready. Heart heavy, afraid to fall. Trust that your wings trust your wings and take flight in some way today because it's better to leap than to never fly at all. And so for me, this motivational message is so on point because maybe you want to do podcasting, maybe you want to do virtual, maybe you want to create digital products. Today is my clarity call day, by the way. So I had several clarity calls this morning, and I've got one more clarity call a little bit later on tonight, but I have the opportunity to just kind of pause and come in here and chat with you guys, right? And one of my clarity call clients today, I love her to pieces. Denise, she's in Suriname. We were talking, and I love that even though we are across the globe in our separate locations, I can work with my clients across the globe virtually. To me, that's the power of the web. But one of the things that she said to me is, LaShanda, I need this dose of accountability because there's some things that I'm honestly afraid of, and I want to do it. Raise your hand. Like there are things that you go, I want to do it, but I'm procrastinating. Raise your hand if you're like, there are things that I want to do it, but I'm afraid, right? There are things that I want to do it, but I keep talking myself out of it, right? So podcasting could be one of those things for you, which is why what I want you to do is to FLY. I want you to be fly. I want you to FLY, first love yourself. I want you to a place where you fly and take that leap and to tap into things that can help you grow your business, grow your brand, and really help you elevate your vision. Okay, so podcasting is one of those things. It gives you an opportunity to have a platform for you to speak on, a platform for you to invite other people to speak on, a platform for you to share your message and your encouragement. So, when it comes to topics, things that you can talk about on your podcast, number one, as I mentioned before, do you have a book? Because one of the things you can do is simply turn sections or excerpts of your book into topics that you talk about on your podcast. So again, this is my Good Morning Girl Boss motivational series, and you can listen to it from my Daily Direction podcast over at anchor.fm/Sister Sense. Another thing to think about is outside of books, you can think about blessings. How can you be a blessing right now? Some of you guys are healers. Some of you guys are social work professionals. Some of you guys are light workers. Some of you guys are motivational speakers. You can create a podcast and be a blessing, share a daily word of spirituality, motivation, encouragement. There's so much that you can talk about to help other people help themselves, right? And create a space where this world is better, especially given that. Let's see if this update worked for me. I don't know if it's still working or not. Let me see. Yay! It's still working. Let's see if this update worked for me. Okay, so there's going to be like a crazy lag in the audio, but it looks like it's still working. It looks like it's still working. So I'm still here. I had to work with Hey, Salita. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Anissa. Anissa says, I would love to podcast. I just don't know how I can fit it in my schedule. Hey, Miss Teaser. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you here. Hey, Nicole. Yes, we got our clarity call today. Yay! Nicole is like, that's me. We've got a clarity call today. So awesome. All right, good, good, good. Okay, so I'm back. I didn't have to restart this. Thank God. So, so all right. Let me just go back into the topics. I was saying to you guys that, and it's a little warm in here. Let me get a little bit of dab, 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 dab. I was saying to you guys when it comes to topics, number one, if you have a book, you can talk about your book and turn some excerpts of your book into episodes. Number two, you can be a blessing if you are a speaker, motivator, mentor, pastor, preacher, teacher. You can be a blessing and add value, create some encouraging, inspirational podcast episodes, create a series around motivation or daily direction, a daily word, and then breakdown. So that's an opportunity for you to teach from a course, teach by breaking down some of the things that you talk about in a course, or break down some of the things that you would like people to know with respect to an offer that you have. So let's say you're a nutritional expert. Maybe you can break down different things that we need to know around nutrition. Or let's say you're a beauty expert or a health expert or a finance expert. You can break down your area of expertise in your podcast. Break down answers to questions that either people are sending to you or questions that are industry specific that people in your industry are oftentimes looking for people to touch on and talk about those things. So honestly, there's a lot that you can do, right? In this space to give people the opportunity to really get to see you as their go-to expert. Okay. Now, I talk about a lot of different types of topics we touched on inside of the mastermind, but today, what I basically wanted to do was to share with you three types in particular: books, breakdowns, and blessings. Okay. So all of those give you an opportunity to share your area of expertise, to touch on maybe pieces of content from courses or other offers, to show people that you are an amazing speaker, you're a talented teacher, and they want to stay connected to you, right? And give people pieces of the books and things that you sell too. So those are a couple of things that I want you to consider. And then tasks. So tasks are, what can you do next? So I saw that Anissa said, man, I want to do podcasting. I just struggle to find the time. So I don't want this to be hard for you, which is why I wanted to give you an easy podcast plan, right? And I wanted you to be able to identify a few types of topics and tools that you can use to get started. So one task would be to simply go over to anchor.fm, create a free account, and test out that particular platform to see if it's a good fit for you. You can drop into the comment box and let me see the name of your podcast if you've created one, or you can email sizzlesense@gmail.com and say, LaShanda, I'm watching you right now. I created an Anchor account. Yay, this is what it is. And I'll take a look. Okay, so you can email sizzlesense@gmail.com. So right now, if you were to go over to sizzlesense.com/EPP, that would give you the opportunity to get into my mastermind literally for $10 so you can participate in the live experience that's happening right now. Because this month, I'm doing the Easy Podcast Plan as 2 webinars. We did the first of the 2 live webinars last night. The replays are online. So literally, if you signed up for the mastermind right now, you can immediately access the first Easy Podcast Plan mastermind webinar, right? The next one is in 2 weeks. So depending upon when you're watching this training, you may be able, when you go to sizzlesense.com/EPP, you either will see an opportunity to register for the mastermind, or if the mastermind has ended and we're on to something new, the EPP is going to take you to a website where you can exclusively sign up for the Easy Podcast Plan webinars, the tools, topics, resources, and everything that I talk about in that. I also, because I'm a graphics designer, created some podcast graphic templates for all the ladies in my mastermind. So if they don't have cover graphics, they can work on that as well. So talking about tasks, things that you can do, topics, tools, techniques to edit your content, because we're going to do some video editing and audio editing in the next webinar. All of those things are just a few of the things that we touch on as part of the Easy Podcast plan. So thank you so much for participating. Again, whether you're watching live or via the replay, hashtag replays rock, right? Let me know what your questions are when it comes to podcasting, where you feel like you're struggling, what you look for or what you need as far as support, because I'm taking a lot of those questions and integrating some of them into the next webinar that we do in 2 weeks, so I can further help you in addition to everything else that I'm covering as part of the Easy Podcast plan for entrepreneurs. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed, even with the technical difficulty, the pause that we had. Hopefully you enjoyed this session for today and you've gotten at least a few action items that you can do when it comes to one tool, Anchor.fm, one tech, you going in and creating your account. And, well, that was the task that we talked about today, right? And a few topics that you can potentially turn into podcast episodes, okay? And again, when it comes to technology, being able to test out Anchor and see if you can use it, put your audio in there, put some background music in there, play with it and see if that technology can work for you. Alrighty, my dear, that's it for today. Till next time, take care. Mwah.